Hello everyone and welcome to Savoury Kitchen. Today we're gonna make a very delicious savory cupcake, which I think is among the most popular cupcakes in Vietnam. Basically, it's a simple sponge cake, but the thing that makes it so special is the savory topping, which includes a layer of creamy cheese sauce, a salty egg yolk, some pork floss, and sometimes even sausages and herbs to your taste. Some months ago, I already shared the recipe for this cake, and at that time it was a big cake with many layers. The cake of today is not just its cupcake version, but more than that, this recipe is particularly for beginners or for those of you guys who don't have an oven, because these cupcakes can be baked in either a microwave or a steamer. We start with preparing the cheese sauce. Add into a saucepan the egg yolk and sugar. Whisk well until the egg yolk turns pale and bright. Then sift in the cornstarch and whisk until the mixture is smooth. Next, gradually pour the milk into this mixture and keep mixing constantly. Note that the milk should be lukewarm but not too warm, otherwise it will cook the egg and makes the custard turn curdled. Cook the mixture on medium-high heat and keep whisking constantly to prevent some eggs sinking to the bottom and get cooked. After about 3 to 4 minutes, the mixture will start to get thicker, and as soon as we see that the mixture is quite thick like in the video, remove the pan from heat and whisk vigorously to avoid lumps. We want to have a very smooth custard like this. If you feel like your custard is too thick, then add 1 or 2 teaspoons milk and mix well. While the custard is still very hot, quickly add in the butter and cheese. This is the kind of cheese that I use for this recipe, but if you can't find them at your place, then you can replace it with cream cheese. Mix very well for the butter and cheese to melt and incorporate with the custard. And the final sauce should look like this. Transfer this sauce to a bowl and immediately cover the surface with the plastic wrap to prevent a crust from forming. Let it cool at room temperature. For the cake, first add into a bowl butter and milk. Boil some water in a saucepan, then put a bowl of the butter and milk onto the pan and stir until the butter has melted completely. If you have a microwave, you can also use a microwave to melt the butter. Then after the butter has melted, let the milk and butter mixture cool down a little bit. Meanwhile, we prepare the other ingredients. Put into a bowl the flour, baking powder, and sugar, then mix. Now that the butter and milk have cooled down, add in 1 egg and vanilla extract. Then whisk very well to incorporate all of these ingredients. In the end, we should have a smooth mixture like this. Sift the flour mixture into the bowl of wet ingredients. Then quickly combine all of these ingredients. Fold or stir gently but quickly and stop right at the time when all of the ingredients are incorporated into the wet ingredients. The most important note here is that don't mix too much, because overmixing the batter will result in a dense, rubbery, hard cake with many hollow tunnels inside. For steaming, first line some paper cups into the molds. Then fill about 2/3 of these cups with the cake batter. We only fill 2/3 of the cups because we need some space for the cake to rise when they are cooked. If you'd like, you can put the egg yolks onto the cakes right at this step. Put the cakes into the steamer. Lay a towel on top, cover the lid, and steam on high heat in about 17 to 20 minutes. For this steaming stage, there are some important notes as follow. First, we need to steam the cakes on high heat. As you can see on the screen, quite strong steams are released from the pot. If the heat is not high enough, the cake will not rise or rise very little, resulting in a dense and firm texture of the cake. Second, make sure that when you put the cakes into the pot, the water is already boiling and releasing steams, or in other words, it's already hot inside the steamer when the cakes are put in. Third, don't forget the towel because it helps preventing water from the lid dripping down and ruining the cake surface. And fourth, don't open the lid in the first 10 to 30 minutes as it will make the cakes collapse. The steaming time depends on the size of your cakes, but if they are not too large, then you can check after about 15 to 17 minutes. The cakes that are steamed properly should rise quite well like in the video, and in addition, its top is dry and springy to the touch. Leave the cakes cool in the molds in about 3 minutes, then transfer them to a rack and let cool completely. For this microwave method, first pour cake batter into ramekins, cups or mugs, and only fill about half of the cup. Then microwave them on 1200 watts in about 1 minute, and note that this time may vary depending on the power of the microwave and the size of your ramekins. The cakes are done when the top is just set, dry and springy to the touch like this. Also, the cakes should not pull away from the side of the ramekins. If they do, then they are overcooked. If you'd like to have more detailed instructions on making cakes in the microwave, particularly on how to set the time and wattage of the microwave, you can watch my tutorial on making mug cakes in the microwave by clicking on the button on the top right corner of the video. The last step is to put the topping onto the cakes. I have prepared some salted egg yolks and pork floss here. These egg yolks are cooked already, and you can find the instruction on how to cook them in the description below this video. Put a piping bag into a big cup, then transfer the cheese sauce into this bag. Twist it and cut the tip of the bag. For cupcakes that already have an egg yolk on top, we only need to put the cheese sauce and pork floss like this. For those that are still plain, first cut the dome a little bit to make the top flatter. Then apply as much cheese sauce as you like. Put on the salted egg yolk and finally add pork floss. And we do the same with the microwave versions. So here are our yummy salted egg yolk cupcakes. Let's have a look inside. Its texture should be fluffy and soft, and taste buttery as well. If it has some kind of eggy smell or floury taste, it means that the cake is undercooked, so next time make sure to keep it in the steamer or microwave longer. You can keep these cakes in airtight boxes in the fridge and serve them within 2 days. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked today's tutorial, and see you very soon next time in other videos of Savoury Kitchen. Goodbye!